Shedeur Sanders will be stuck in Cleveland for the remainder of the 2025/26 season. Look like the Browns is not parting ways with the rookie quarterback. He will stay. And what's crazy about all of this is they talk so bad about this young man. And now they're saying that Deshaun Watson could play before Shedeur. Then they said Bailey Zappi could play before Shedeur. Now they're saying that he got a major back injury. It seemed like every week there's something new hindering the Browns from playing Shedeur Sanders.
What if I told you Shedeur Sanders just got trapped in Cleveland like it's an NFL escape room, with Deshaun Watson under major review and the trade deadline slamming shut like a bad plot twist? Oh yeah, chaos has officially entered the chat. Let's unpack this glorious Cleveland disaster.
Some other actions that indicate that Stefanski is not trying to turn to Shedeur. Well, look, start in the preseason when he was named quarterback 4 on a depth chart with Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and Dillon Gabriel. Even though he balled out against the Panthers in week 1 of the preseason, he remained 4th until Pickett got traded and Flacco got traded. And then, when Flacco was benched, he was named quarterback 3. He wasn't even the backup after the quarterback had just been benched. Is that not a clear sign that Stefanski does not want to turn to Shedeur?
The Cleveland Browns have done it again. Somehow, in the grand universe of NFL chaos, they've managed to trap Shedeur Sanders in what feels like football purgatory. The trade deadline has slammed shut, and there he is, stuck in Cleveland like a 5-star Uber passenger who realized too late that the driver took the wrong turn into nowhere.
I don't know if it's... I'm trying to put my finger on it, y'all. I'm truly is. Because if they hate this young man as much as they are reporting that they dislike his style of play, they dislike his game, why keep him? Why keep him? Free him and let him go, bro. Let him go to an organization that wants to play him. Let him go somewhere where he's wanted. Let him go somewhere where his fans can see him play. Because as of right now, I'm confident we probably ain't going to see Shedeur this season.
Remember when everyone said Shedeur was the next big thing? The pocket passer with swagger, precision, and that Deion DNA of confidence? Yeah, now he's on the Browns, the same team that could turn Patrick Mahomes into a clipboard holder.
Well, you done took your glasses off, bro. You all right?
Ocho, I don't know what to say about Deshaun, bro. I'm running out of words, Ocho. At some point in time, Ocho, this got to stop now. Cleveland hasn't topped more than 18 points in a game this season. The Browns entered week 5 with the worst third down offense in the NFL, and they failed to convert all 12 of their third down attempts today with Deshaun in the game.
What's the issue? Is it mental? Is it the play calling? I mean, what do you think it is? And I'm confused.
And apparently every week there's a new reason why Shedeur can't play. Last week it was a back injury. The week before that, not ready yet. Next week, who knows? Maybe his horoscope didn't align with Cleveland's offensive playbook.
Rear wrote today, he thinks there's a possibility the Browns could deal Shedeur Sanders before the trade deadline. Would that then open up an opportunity for them to activate Deshaun Watson? Do you think that's totally off the table, or is there a possibility Sanders could be dealt?
Well, they're covered if that opportunity arose, because first you got Zappi, who could serve as an emergency number 2 until Deshaun Watson's ready.
What makes it more ridiculous is that the same organization that trashes his play style refuses to let him go. They're basically saying, we don't like him, but nobody else can have him. It's like an ex keeping your hoodie out of spite. If you dislike the man so much, why keep him? Let him go to a team that actually wants to see him throw a football instead of a Gatorade bottle from the sideline.
My immediate reaction was twofold. One is, this makes their decision to value PJ Walker and a potential 5th-round pick more than Josh Dobbs, an all-time gap. They have had Josh Dobbs in that building multiple times, and I understand people might be like, well, nobody could have seen this coming. You know who should have? A team that he's played for multiple times. A team that knew coming into the year, while they didn't know if Deshaun was going to be hurt, they had no reason to believe with certainty he was going to be excellent.
But nope. The Browns' strategy seems to be bench talent, start confusion, and right in the middle of it all is Deshaun Watson. still under major review, when Cleveland treats his medical updates like classified government files. Some insiders claim his practice window could open any day now. Which day? Nobody knows. It's the NFL equivalent of waiting for a delivery from a company that says your package will arrive sometime between now and eternity.
The thing is, I know people don't want to rush him on the field, but if you're thinking about using one of the first-round picks on a quarterback next year, we need to know. We need to know for sure that this guy cannot be the answer. Because I'm telling you right now, they go and draft a first-round quarterback next year because they didn't play Shedeur enough this year, and he ends up going to another team within the next 3-4 years and starts and ends up being a very good quarterback for somebody else. You'll never hear the end of it, ever. You think Baker Mayfield balling out in Tampa Bay is bad? Oh, just wait until Shedeur Sanders goes somewhere else and balls out. It'll be.
The Browns have a 21-day activation period, but with how slow they move, they'll probably use all 21 just to check if he can lift his arm without blinking twice. Meanwhile, Shedeur sits and watches Bailey Zapp and whoever else they can pull off the practice squad take reps that should have been his. At this point, Cleveland's quarterback room looks like a game of musical chairs, except every time the music stops, someone new sits in Shedeur's spot.
I've heard that they anticipate having him cleared medically after the bye week. Watson, correct. Which means they would then have up to 3 weeks to activate him, or they could activate him sooner than that. So timing-wise, it can happen. I just question who's, inquiring about Shedeur Sanders.
The irony is painful. This was supposed to be his breakout moment, the NFL debut that would silence doubters and make Deion proud. Instead, he's starring in the curious case of the benched rookie. Every time you think they've hit peak dysfunction, they find new ways to outdo themselves. The team blames play calling, the fans blame the front office, and the front office blames Mercury being in retrograde. Meanwhile, the scoreboard just quietly shakes its head.
This is the time where I was pounding the table to play Shedeur out of the bye, and we can't because he has some back injury. But now you can't, we can't even be mad at him, because it's like you can't play the guy who's not practicing. You can't play the guy who's not healthy enough to even be active on game days. It's just, I'm curious, how did he get hurt? I know he's not getting first team reps or anything, but he's still doing stuff in practice. And I know he's putting a lot of extra work in, staying late. So
you almost have to feel bad for Shedeur. The guy spent years grinding, building hype from Jackson State to Colorado, only to end up trapped in a franchise that changes quarterbacks faster than it changes excuses. Cleveland promised fireworks, but all we've seen are smoke signals of confusion. Fans are tired.
Allow me to conclude by getting angry once again about Shedeur Sanders. The other day, I'm thinking, well, at least in Cleveland, at least if Flacco's going to get banged up, they're probably going to get Dillon Gabriel in there. You never know what could happen to Dillon Gabriel. He's smallish. Maybe Shedeur gets his shot. And then I stumble upon the fact that the Cleveland Browns did this to Shedeur Sanders, and I missed it because it happened just before the season started. It was actually very late August, the very end of August. They re-signed a player they had cut. You'll remember him from New England, Bailey Zappi. They did that to Shedeur Sanders.
They've been waiting to see him on a Sunday, waiting for that signature Shedeur arm to finally ignite the field. Instead, we're stuck refreshing injury reports like it's breaking news. And here's the kicker. The trade deadline's over. The Browns can't move him, can't fix the situation, and definitely can't explain it.
But I take you to the statistical things because that's where they want to start the conversation. That's where they want to mislead and start the conversation as if you have a high completion percentage, well, look at all these other quarterbacks that had a high completion percentage, and look how it didn't work out for them. Then they bring up Brandon Wheaton, they bring up Colt McCoy, they bring up these other guys. I'm sorry, Colt McCoy was not the second quarterback in college football history to throw for 14,000 plus yards while completing 70% of his passes. Colt McCoy never had a season like Shedeur did at last year at Colorado, where in the red zone,
So now we've got Watson maybe rehabbing, maybe not, Shedeur collecting dust, and the entire organization pretending like this is fine. It's like watching someone try to fix a flat tire on a moving car with a butter knife. The truth, Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback problem. They have an identity crisis. They don't know who's calling plays, who's healthy, or who's actually running the show.
At least if Flacco's going to get banged up, they're probably going to get Dillon Gabriel in there. You never know what could happen to Dillon Gabriel. He's smallish. Maybe Shedeur gets his shot. And then I stumble upon the fact that the Cleveland Browns did this to Shedeur Sanders, and I missed it because it happened just before the season started. It was actually very late August, the very end of August. They re-signed a player they had cut. You'll remember him from New England, Bailey Zappi. They did that to Shedeur Sanders. They went.
All they've got is chaos, confusion, and the lingering question of why a talent like Shedeur Sanders is being wasted behind the NFL's most unpredictable franchise. Here's the real question. How long before Shedeur finally gets his shot, or will Cleveland find a new way to fumble the storyline? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you're tired of the Browns' chaos, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild NFL drama.